Hello and welcome to the All Things Arsenal podcast. We'll be talking about all things Arsenal. And it's a very good morning, it's a very good afternoon, it's a very good evening, whatever time of the day it is you're listening to this podcast. It will be a happy podcast because Arsenal have won their first game of the season in the Carabao Cup, second round. We absolutely destroyed West Brom 6-0, albeit it was probably their B team. But who cares? We won our first game and we did it in really convincing fashion. I have to admit, going into this game, I was a little bit worried because I just wasn't quite sure how seriously Mikel Arteta was going to take this competition. But judging by the team lineup that he put up, he did take this competition really seriously. And they absolutely destroyed West Bromwich Albion. Aubameyang, really pleased to see him get a hat-trick. Really pleased to see him smiling again. And just some of the performances were incredible on Wednesday night. Bukayo Saka once again showing why he's one of the best young players in the country. Martin Odegaard making a really good return to Arsenal. Pepe looked really sharp. Lacazette scoring a goal. Like I said, Aubameyang got a hat-trick as well. I mean, it was just a joy to watch Arsenal the other night. And, we needed that. We really did need that in the Carabao Cup just to give us a bit of momentum going towards our game against Manchester City. And we're in the third round. We're in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Mikel Arteta picked a good team for that game and kind of eases the pressure a little bit off him. I think if we had gone out the Carabao Cup, there would have been huge questions asked. But we absolutely shut the critics down, albeit for one night, but we'll take it. They were talking about Man City away during the night when we're playing West Brom. But do you know what? I thought to myself, let's just leave that till Saturday. I just want to enjoy tonight, enjoy the fact that we've won, enjoy the full-time scenes as well, seeing the players go over to the fans, giving them their shirts, smiling. It was just so good to see that again. Just positive vibes, the players, the fans. It was just really good to watch, and I just wish I could watch more of that at the moment. Hopefully there'll be more performances like that to come. And like I say, we're in the third round of the Carabao Cup. I did watch the draw as well that took place straight after the game, and we have drawn Wimbledon at home. And I'm quite happy with the draw. It's a favourable draw, and obviously it's not a team that we have to underestimate. We have to take the game seriously. They are in League One. I think they're about a mid-table League One side at the moment, but we do still have to take that game seriously, because if we get complacent, if we pick an understrength team, then Wimbledon, they may well capitalise on that and get themselves through. So we need to, again, Arteta needs to select a strong side like he did against West Brom. We need to play the same convincing way, on the front foot, driving at the defence. And if that happens, then hopefully we should get through to the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. And I noticed as well that there were other draws, obviously, that were taking place, and I did keep an eye on the big teams. And interestingly, Man United got West Ham at home, Chelsea got Aston Villa at home, Man City got Wickham at home, Liverpool got Norwich away, and Wolves drew Spurs at home. So some of the other supposed big six did get tough draws, to be honest. I mean, Norwich away for Liverpool, not an easy tie. Wolves away for Spurs, that's not an easy tie. Chelsea getting Aston Villa at home, Aston Villa are a good side. And Man United getting West Ham at home, also a good side. So some interesting ties there. And it'll be interesting to see how all of that pans out. So overall, a really, really pleasing night. And let's just use this competition this season, hopefully as a beacon for success. Because obviously we know that the final takes place, I think, around February, March time. And it'd be really nice to win a trophy this season and get ourselves back into Europe. So let's try and make this happen. Get ourselves to Wembley, lift the trophy. And I know I'm not saying that we are going to do that. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We'll obviously take it one game at a time. But oh my, it would be so nice just to see us lift some silverware this season. and get a day out of Wembley. That'd be fantastic. So yes, it was an absolutely fantastic night the other night. And just before I wrap things up on a very positive podcast today, hopefully there'll be loads more of these kind of podcasts going on this season. Just something that I couldn't help to notice is there is a source that I follow quite closely. I don't know if some of you might have heard of it or not, called Indicator News, who I follow on Twitter. Well, I don't follow him, I don't use Twitter, but I check out his Twitter. And what he said that same night when we were playing the Carabao Cup is that potentially QSI, Qatar Sports Investment, who they own PSG, apparently want to buy Arsenal as well. So, I mean, these guys are filthy rich, and just really interesting to see that they apparently want to buy Arsenal. They want to buy the club. Obviously, there were talks of Daniel Ek, who did put in an offer, I believe, of £2 billion, which was rejected by the Cronkies. But I just wonder if this bit of news is to be true. QSI, I'd imagine that they would have a lot more money to put on the table to buy the club. And in the past, I've always been a bit sceptical of this, with Chelsea, Manchester City doing this, obviously being taken over. But nowadays, although I don't like it, it kind of does seem to be about money. It does seem to be about, if you've got the money, you can buy the best players, you can compete in the biggest competitions. And the one thing that I don't want for Arsenal Football Club is to be left behind, because at the minute it does appear to be going that way. The old big four used to be Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, before Spurs were kind of getting good, before Man City got taken over. At the minute, it feels like a new big four has been formed in Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. Arsenal and Spurs have kind of dropped out of there. And I fear that those four will get better and better and better, and Arsenal will get worse and worse and worse, to a point that they'll just be the big four and everyone else will be struggling to get in, including us. So, whilst I've been sceptical, being taken over in the past, I don't want the football club being left behind either. And if QSI were to put in a bid and did take over the club, you do feel that we could break back into that top four, start competing for the Premier League title again, start competing for the Champions League again. And that's what I really want. I want to be competing for the biggest trophies. I want us to be, just doing better than what we are at the moment, which we're not doing very well at all at the moment. We're not in Europe. We've got some talented players, don't get me wrong, but we haven't got the best players. And I just want us to be back in that bracket. I want us to be amongst the best. I don't want to be left behind. We're a massive football club. And, it was a chapter written in history. The Invincibles, Arsene Wenger, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp. All these players made Arsenal what they are today, a massive football club. And I just don't want that to be left behind. I want the good days to come back. I really want those good days to come back. Those Champions League nights at the Emirates, those days out at Wembley, winning those league titles. I want all of that back again. So if QSI do put an offer and they do take over, I'll be the first to say that I wouldn't be against it, and I would want that to happen. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed, has liked, has commented. Please continue to do that, and I'll be looking to bring out more content, obviously, and hopefully more content like this, upbeat, and hopefully more Arsenal wins coming. And who knows, maybe a potential takeover.